Just about every disappointing season leads to second-guessing. It's no different for the 2022 Indianapolis Colts. In fact, the second-guessing is already happening with still 10 weeks remaining in the season. Colts general manager Chris Ballard elected to re-sign offensive lineman Matt Pryor and not add another veteran tackle this past offseason. Ballard argued that the 27-year-old played well enough in 5 starts last year that the team felt confident about entering the season with Pryor as the team's projected starter at left tackle. With Pryor set to start, the Colts didn't overspend on a left tackle in free agency such as 3-time Pro Bowler Teron Armstead. Super Bowl champion and Amazon Prime analyst Andrew Whitworth now says that was a mistake. "I really think they should have been in the Teron Armstead business in the offseason," Whitworth told The Athletic's Zach Kiefer. "And you don't win out on those moves. That kinda sets you back in how you've invested in the draft." Were the Colts interested in Armstead? The 3-time All-Pro signed a 5-year, $75 million contract with the Miami Dolphins this past offseason. That's the type of contract Ballard has avoided handing out in free agency, so it wasn't surprising at the time that Indianapolis passed on Armstead. But Kiefer pushed back on Whitworth's claim that the Colts were in the Armstead business. "To my knowledge, the Colts weren't among the finalists for Armstead," Kiefer wrote. The Colts gave Pryor a $5.5 million deal in free agency. The concerns about handing Armstead $75 million over 5 years was valid. Armstead has dealt with injuries throughout his career. Because of elbow and knee injuries, he played only 8 games in 2021. Armstead also turned 31 in July. He will be almost 36 when the contract with the Dolphins expires. But Miami has benefited in the short term by signing Armstead. Pro Football Focus has the 31-year-old, who made the Pro Bowl each year from 2018 to 20, ranked as the NFL's 9th best offensive tackle, among tackles with at least 50% of his team's snaps, through 8 weeks. He's been Miami's best overall offensive lineman and best pass protector this season. Indianapolis would have benefited from Armstead's pass blocking alone. The Colts have allowed 26 sacks this season, which is the second most in the league. PFF has Pryor ranked 59th out of 60 offensive tackles with at least 50% of his team's offensive snaps this year. Indianapolis QB decision compounded left tackle problem. With the benefit of hindsight, planning to start a former 6th-round pick and career backup at left tackle looks like a bad decision. It looks even worse considering the change the Colts also made this offseason at quarterback. You went into this season kinda hoping this scenario would work out, and you're playing with a quarterback who's not moving. "Matt Ryan's never been a guy who's gonna move a lot," Whitworth said. "At this point in his career, he's moving none. Although he had other faults, Carson Wentz is more mobile than Ryan and also more than 7 years younger. If Wentz had remained the starting quarterback in Indianapolis, then it's possible he could have masked some of the team's left tackle deficiencies without a veteran such as Armstead. Instead, the Colts gambled a bit at left tackle while starting an old, non-mobile quarterback. They started with a group they hoped would last, and they hoped would do the job, and a lot of times when you do that in the NFL, you get the result they got. The Colts are obviously dealing with more problems than just left tackle this season, and Pryor should take all the blame for the lack of protection on the quarterback's blind side. Rookie Bernard Raymond and veteran Dennis Kelly have only been marginally better, if that, at left tackle with their opportunities this season. But the Indianapolis offense would likely be in a much better position right now if they had signed Armstead.